Welcome to the Success Partner Podcast. I'm Daya Naef, your host and founder of The Success Partner. On this show, we dive into the stories of attorneys, business professionals, and entrepreneurs who have navigated the ups and downs of building successful careers and businesses. From the strategies they've implemented to the challenges they've overcome, we're here to uncover the insights that can help you on your own journey to success. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Welcome back, everybody, to the Success Partner Podcast. I am your host, Daya Naef, and today we have Tom Debell with us. So excited to connect with Tom. Tom is actually a local Alabamian, although we met through several different connections and then come to find out that we are relatively local. So, Tom, I would love for you to tell everybody about yourself and about what you're doing.
Sure. Well, as you said, I am here on the Gulf Coast of Alabama, and I've been living here most of my adult life. And I've been working in the public utility space for all this time that I've been here until the end of November, until the end of 2023, when I decided to retire from that after working as an engineer and ultimately working my way up through management to the president and CEO position. But as I said, in November of 2023, I had an opportunity to retire and move into this next phase of life, this next season, which is really about the stuff that I enjoy. It's leadership coaching, leadership training, just trying to help people and maybe take advantage of all this stuff that I've learned over 30-something years and try to help somebody else with it, because we've had some successes. I've had some maybe not successes, but you learn a lot of lessons from those things. So this is kind of a new adventure, moving out of a corporate world into a world of solo entrepreneurship, but it's pretty exciting.
Good. Well, congratulations on taking the big leap and the big plunge. Tell us what types of people or organizations that you want to work with in your coaching practice.
Well, one of the things that I found, especially as I got into senior and executive leadership, was that the demands on my own time were pretty exhaustive, and I had to learn how to better manage that, and essentially how to better lead myself, how to take advantage of how I discipline myself to get the most important things done. And so that's really where I'm focused now, is helping other leaders try to find that focus so that they can build the overall life that they want, not just be successful at work, but also learn how that fits in every other aspect of life so that they can maybe build a more balanced life and maybe not burn out if that's possible.
Yeah, you sound like you've had some experience in that area, or at least seen others who have.
Yeah, I've seen what an imbalanced life does, and it's a lot nicer when you can leave time for all the other things other than work.
Yeah, I think in our culture we kind of put work first, or we choose. It's like, do we have work? Do we have family? How do we make those decisions? So how do you invite people to go along that balanced path?
Well, and of course, I think you know this. It's really about building the relationships first. Even in all the years that I spent in corporate culture, I don't know that I ever really learned how to network with people in a way that you build relationships and you find out what's important to them. And so I'm finding that as you take the time to do that and maybe be more effective at the relationships you're building, the opportunities seem to be there. You just have to find them. And as you develop relationships with people, you find out that you have something that you might be able to offer. Sometimes it's not a paying gig. Sometimes it's just something you can offer them, which is fine if you can help them on the right road. Sometimes it leads to something where they want to go deeper into a more involved engagement. But it really starts with those relationships more than any effective marketing or anything like that. It's all about getting to know people.
Yeah, that's great. And they call that direct marketing or one-to-one marketing. It's that sounds like having a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know most coaches out there, they want to help people and have conversations with people and just, see if there's anything they can do to help, whether it turns into a long engagement or anything of the sort. I think last time we talked, you were off to do a training somewhere with a corporation. What is that like? And is that something you're going to continue?
Yeah, that was a partnership that with a consultant that I had actually used when I was still in corporate life that I'd met. And I've since partnered up to help them teach they've got a specific curriculum that they teach. And in fact, I was in Indianapolis last week helping them to kick off what will become a year-long training program with several in-person and virtual sessions built around this. It's a pretty comprehensive curriculum. They call it Access Leadership. And I really like the program. It fits well with what the things that I bring with the certifications and I guess my approach towards leadership. And so that's kind of exciting because it's a really engaged group of individuals that we're getting to teach and to lead this year. I expect great things out of that program and out of this group.
Oh, that's great. And then you also mentioned, mentoring younger people as well last time we talked.
Yeah, that one may be the more challenging of the ones because trying to get into the mind of a teenager when that's something I've not been I've not been a teenager for a long time.
Come on now.
But just trying to understand what they face. I don't think I faced the same things in my teenage years that they face today. And so that's a bit of a challenge for me. But, ultimately it's rewarding if you can help somebody in the late high school years try to figure out where they might want to be headed. I think I just kind of dove off in a direction when I was going through that phase of life. And there's so much more attention being placed on that now. I think I'm excited about what people are doing to help students as they go through high school and college and, get a direction for their lives and try to figure out where they really want to be so that if you can know that at that age, I don't know if that's possible because I don't think I knew it. And I don't think that's changed.
No, I think you have a lot of options. There's probably like one kid in every class who like had it down, like, I'm going to be a math teacher, and they were solid about it, or, a military career maybe, or things like that you could choose early on. Yeah, one thing I've been noticing and excited about are all the internship programs that are out for young people now that were not around, or at least not something that we knew to look for when I was growing up.
Yeah, they certainly didn't have that. Not in my era, but and that's a good thing. But even then, you have to be open to the idea that even though you may have a good direction at first, you better be prepared for what life may throw you. I was not expecting to be in a leadership role in executive leadership, certainly not the CEO of a company. I figured I'd have a good career in engineering and that would be it. And it turns out that I've actually enjoyed the leadership side of it more than I enjoyed the technical stuff. So I would not have foreseen that coming at all. So that, you have to be open for that.
That is interesting. Because usually when you're in that sort of a scientific or technical field, you go up the ladder for a while, and then they do want you to move in. That you're either going to stay technical or you're going to move into leadership, which is not usually the path a technical person wants to go.
They say that engineers don't make great managers for the reason that they can't make that transition out of the fact that in a technical or an engineering world, the rules are the rules. Stay the same all the time. Well, that is definitely not true when you're dealing with people, and the solutions are different. And the way you lead people, you have to really be able to tailor an approach and understand that different people need to be led differently. And I made that jump, and I'm glad I did. I don't know if it means that I wasn't that great of an engineer or what. I like it because it is sort of like engineering, but with conditions that are never the same. You have to constantly evaluate and invent new solutions.
Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of stuff changing even right now. We're filming this new into the second Trump administration, and a lot of changes going on with job roles and things that people probably just did not expect. Or I'm talking to people who are going through it and absolutely did not expect that their area of law would be dissolved and they would be looking for a job.
Yeah, and it's not just law. It's just there's so many changes happening so quickly. And that's one thing I heard last week when we were with this course, just as an aside. They're really watching, trying to figure out what the impact's going to be. And when you're in a situation like that where the environment's changing and the circumstances and the regulatory, whatever it is, that's a time when you need some leadership within your own organizations that hopefully stabilizes as much as possible and keeps people from getting too freaked out, too disjointed or whatever. Because there's a lot of uncertainty when the rules are changing so quickly. And so it'll be interesting to see who emerges from that.
Yeah. What shakes out. So shifting gears a little bit, like what do you do for fun? What's Tom's spare time look like?
Well, I'm not sure what spare time is at this point, but I like to stay active. I like to run and bike and work out, but I'm also a musician. I'm trying to carve out more time for that because I've been a musician since I was in third grade. And so I'd like to leave more time for that. I like quiet time. I like the downtime where I can go somewhere and just sit and think. And, there's other things. I'm an audio and visual and a geek around AV stuff, and I've got more camera equipment than I know what to do with, and I fly drones, and I went off in all these directions, and I just kind of dabble here and there. I probably should pick one and just do it, but
having multiple hobbies is a hobby of itself, and maybe you'll go into AV and video production and all that. We'll have the side hustle that takes off to support and complement everything else you're doing.
Yeah, I've still got to leave enough time though to actually focus on the things that I'm trying to do, within my own business, which I hate to call it a business because I'm really just doing the things that I like now. And so it's almost like it's a side hustle in and of itself that it's just the pieces that I enjoy, and I get to choose which ones I want to go, which ones I want to engage in, and which ones I want to just not do, which is luxury I didn't have when I wasn't working for myself.
Yeah, I think they call it a lifestyle entrepreneur now. That's wonderful. Well, for people looking to work with you, where can we find you?
Well, I've got a website at modernleadershipsolutions.com. That's the name of my company. And then I'm all over LinkedIn and Facebook with the company. I've not tried to expand too much farther in social because I save some of that for personal stuff, which you'd have to know how to find me and not in some of these places. But that's really the starting place is the website because you can link to everything else from there, modernleadershipsolutions.com.
That's great. And we will have it in the show notes. So thank you everyone for listening to the Success Partner Podcast. I am your host, Daya Naef. Today we've had Tom Debell. Please like and subscribe. There will be more.
Thank you, Daya.
Thank you for joining us on the Success Partner Podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found some valuable takeaways to apply to your own business journey. Remember, this show is brought to you by The Success Partner, where we help small law firms and business owners achieve unparalleled success through strategic guidance, operational excellence, and effective marketing. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, visit thesuccesspartner.net to learn more. Until next time, keep striving for success, and I will see you in the next episode.